Y'all, what's up? It's your boy Nitro Hot Fire here. Welcome back to Nerd Torch TV, your #1 spot for anime, comics, and gaming. And it is 2017 now, and I'm a little bit late making this video, but you know, I wanted to talk about some of the New Year's resolutions that I have, and I'm gonna just kind of throw some stuff out there and just talk about what I want for this channel and in somewhat ways what I want for the future for myself, and just not even in relation to this channel. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for, it was like I had a huge number of people who came in. Well, I want to say, I think it was like 20 new subscribers that came in just because I launched the Manga Comic Corner show. So that's pretty awesome, and I think that kind of led me to, I guess, realize what exactly I wanted from this channel. And when I originally started doing YouTube a couple years ago on some other channels, if you want to see those are actually, well, my old channel is actually linked on the channel for Nerd Torch TV, so you can go over there and check that out if you want. But when I first started YouTube on that channel, Nitro Hot Music, it was for me to collaborate with different artists and make cool things of that nature. And from there spawned Nerd Torch TV because I was a filmmaker at the time, and it was really difficult in my area to get people to help produce and act out different scenes and stuff like that I wanted to write, especially for the fact that I wanted to create things in the genre of action. So it was really difficult to get people who were ready to be on board for that type of stuff, and especially it was difficult to get people who weren't trained to do that type of stuff. So I had to find people, teach them, train them, and then have them learn the stuff. It was just too much happening. So when I created the Manga Comic Corner, it gave, like I said in that video, it gave me an outlet to talk about my journey on creating my first manga. The reason I started the manga is just because I couldn't get actors. So I was like, hey, screw it then, I'm just gonna create and make a book for that matter. And you know, it turned out pretty good, and I learned a lot during that journey. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. It actually started off as a 3D animated film that I wanted to do because I was really huge fan, and I still am a huge fan of the Final Fantasy Advent Children movie. Love that movie. It is dope. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go make an effort to go watch that movie, because that movie changed my life. Like when I first saw Final Fantasy Advent Children, like I'll never forget, I was in GameStop and it was playing it on the screens. It was years ago. I was in 8th grade, I think it was, and I was in GameStop seeing the action on the screen, and Cloud jumping around, swinging his sword, explosions and stuff happening everywhere, buildings falling. It was truly amazing. And from that moment forward, you know, I was looking for that, I guess, rush, that feel that movie gave me, and I failed to find it anywhere. It was really difficult to find movies that made me feel that excited about movies anymore. And what's really rare is the fact that I really enjoyed the fact that it was 3D animated. And I realized this, that in the realm of 3D animation, most of the target audience is younger people. They create the artwork and everything to specifically appeal to kids. And I thought about this. What if there was another 3D animated film or series similar to Final Fantasy Advent Children that wasn't necessarily targeted to kids? What if it was targeted to teenagers or adults, you know, like that movie was? And the more I looked, the more it was hard to find stuff like that. And I know the medium is still quite new to kind of experiment with that type of stuff. And I know it's gonna be years and years before that type of stuff happens. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create that because I couldn't find it. I wanted to create what it was that made me excited. So fast forwarding a little bit, I get the idea. I've been writing little short comics and stuff for years and years and years. Ever since I was in, actually I think I started in 8th grade actually. So I started in 8th grade. I guess if you want to think about it, I started in 8th grade as this journey progressed. But the journey started in 8th grade when I saw Final Fantasy Advent Children. So after that, I created this storyline. It was called Chiflo, and I wanted to create it to be similarly to I wanted to be action packed, but I didn't want it to only be action packed. I wanted to teach as well as it shows through a good story. I wanted to teach the philosophies of traditional martial arts, because I feel like that is something that's kind of fading away from our society right now, when we have a lot of the traditional things fading out into the background, and when we have more competitive things coming into the light. So where was I? Oh, so from there I started the story, and it led me to where I am now. Actually, somehow I ended up here on Nerd Torch TV. Somehow I invented Nerd Torch TV, and the reason I invented it is because I love the comics, I love anime, I love manga, I love all that type of stuff. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to build a community to talk about what I'm trying to create, and that way the community of people can give me tips, and we can build off of each other and also help each other. So like I said, when I started my old channel, it was originally to help musical style artists. It was actually not really drawing or manga artists. But now with this channel, I think I want to dedicate 2017 to creating content that will help manga, comic, and like I guess even film creators, storytellers. I want to help different types of nerdy storytellers while using the things that we love, like anime and manga and comic book characters, Marvel, DC, all those things. I want to use those things as examples of things that we should look at and build off of. And so in 2017, what we're gonna do, we're going to dive into different ways that stories have been told to us. We're gonna dive into different, I guess, realms of the way series have been created. We're gonna talk about like how Marvel comics have their multi-universe things, and how DC and Marvel actually have made collaborations in the past, and how those collaborations actually help both companies to develop more fan bases across the board. Like I want to talk about the ways they decide to market things. I want to just talk about a lot of these things, and I want to look at all the stuff that we can possibly learn from DC, Marvel, Japanese anime, and all those different things to create the best possible animes and mangas and comics and all types of forms of entertainment. We're gonna make the best possible content possible. Okay, that was redundant, but you get what I'm saying. So my whole purpose, I think, what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I have a schedule. Boom! I made this schedule. I know the white balance don't actually show you guys what's on the piece of paper, but I'm gonna explain. So for Sunday, I'm gonna have the manga comic corner. That's gonna be the day where I get to talk about my manga and everything that I have learned along the pathways of creating that form of content, and how to go from start to finish, from idea to print. And I think that's gonna help a lot of different people who may be interested in that type of thing. Next up, on Mondays I have the Pokemon Nest Hunters videos, if you guys have been seeing. Those are kind of just for fun. Those actually gets me the opportunity to hang out with Shepard, because he's more of a Pokemon Go player than myself. But that gives me the opportunity to hang out with Shepard while we film stuff, and it also gives me the opportunity to work on my craft of filmmaking and different camera angles and stuff like that. So it helps me to help you. So next up, on Tuesday, we have Fun Nerd Facts. Okay, so for Fun Nerd Facts, when I originally made this schedule, I haven't had the realization of what I wanted to do with the channel yet. So I'm thinking about changing Fun Nerd Facts into something else. I'm not sure what exactly I'm gonna call it, but I think what I want to do is, on that day, on Tuesdays, I want to break down a different character, or I want to break down a different story and see what we can learn from it as creators, and maybe even point out some things that maybe you guys didn't even notice to begin with. Maybe I'll find something that I never noticed, you know, those type of things. And on Wednesday, I'm gonna have a nerdy discussion topic. The nerdy discussion topic is gonna be something along the lines of us talking about what makes a good character in this anime, or why do we like Superman, or why do we hate Superman, or let's say why do we find Spider-Man to be so interesting. We're gonna have those different types of discussions and see what we can learn from them. So on Thursdays, I have different types of gameplay stuff. So on Thursdays, I have gameplay. Didn't know what to put there, so I just put gameplay. I don't know what I'm gonna do on the Thursday, so we may actually leave Thursday blank. I may take a break, I don't know. The goal, it was to upload every day, and that may become difficult since I'm supposed to be releasing a new book in July, so that is pretty rough. Fridays I have on the list Old School Fridays. It was supposed to be where I talk about some old school topics, but I haven't actually figured out what to talk about yet. So that's something I'm still kind of fleshing out, and I may have something Friday. I may whip up some magic and come up with something. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And also Saturday. Now Saturday is a very interesting day. Saturday is gonna be the day that I'm gonna play some Telltale games. If you haven't heard of the Telltale series, they're pretty much point and click adventure games where you basically go throughout this story and decide which way you want to go for the story. Should you go left? Should you go right? You know, and different things happen depending on the decisions you make. Now, I really want to do the Telltale series on this channel because it helps us talk about what actually makes a good story, because these guys are really good at writing a good story. So as a person who wants to create a good story, of course I'm going to be playing the Telltale series. So with all that being said, I think what I'm really trying to focus on this channel in 2017, I almost said 2014, but in 2017 I want to focus on creating content that can help other creators create content. Creating nerdy content that helps other creators create nerdy content. Meaning anime, comics, or video games. Ooh! I could actually make a show about what makes a really good game. Oh, that could be cool. I don't know. But anyway guys, that's pretty much all of the New Year's resolutions I have today. I think I covered everything. Also, I did a new thing on the website, which is nerdtorch.com. I don't know if any of you have gone to nerdtorch.com. You have probably noticed that once you go there, the actual address in the address bar changes to indietorch.net. Indietorch.net is my actual website name, but I do different things on my website, so I have different categories that I place things in, and Nerd Torch TV just has its own category, and you can basically have a shortcut to that tab with nerdtorch.com. If you go to nerdtorch.com, let's say if you're not using the YouTube app, or you're somewhere at random and you're wondering if I've uploaded a video today for Nerd Torch TV, you can just literally type in nerdtorch.com and the latest video will be right there in your face, and I'll be there smiling at you. Also, on indietorch.net, it's kind of like my company I'm trying to start. It's going to be called Indie Torch Studios, especially for the independent creators like myself. And also to help support that, you know, as you all know, I do sell the t-shirts on the website, as well as these new t-shirts that I actually came out with, which is called Dope Apparel. And these also are designed by myself in Photoshop, and I'm thinking about doing some tutorials, but I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about all these things that I may possibly want to do in the new year to come. And let me know if you guys have any cool goals that you want to share with me for the new year. It's your boy Nitro Hotfire. I'm out. Peace.